Good morning, everyone. So I called this all-hands meeting of FCC employees because I have an important announcement to make. I am tied for first place in the FCC's March Madness pool. It is a big deal and a surprise. I'm grateful to all of you. While I do have everyone together, I do have another announcement to make. In March 2009, shortly before completing his own NCAA bracket on ESPN, President Obama nominated me to lead this great agency. It's been a profound honor and great privilege to serve in this post for the last 4 years. Today, I'm announcing that I'll be stepping down as chairman of the FCC in the coming weeks. Now, I didn't ask you here today to say goodbye. We'll be working together a little while longer, and there'll be other opportunities for farewells. I asked you here because I want to say thank you. Thanks to each and every one of you who is part of this wonderful FCC family. Knowing your talent and dedication, I believed from day one that working together we could get big things done for our country, and thanks to you, we have. Over the past 4 years, we've focused the FCC on broadband, wired and wireless, working to drive economic growth and improve the lives of all Americans. And thanks to you, the Commission's employees, we've taken big steps to build a future where broadband is ubiquitous and bandwidth is abundant, where innovation and investment are flourishing. To connect all Americans to high-speed internet, we adopted a landmark overhaul of multi-billion-dollar universal service programs, modernizing them from telephone to broadband, and creating the Connect America and Mobility Funds, an unprecedented investment in broadband infrastructure in the U.S. To unleash the enormous opportunities of mobile, we pioneered incentive auctions and other cutting-edge spectrum policies. To fuel America's innovation economy, we put in place the first rules to preserve internet freedom and openness. To drive competition and empower consumers, we opposed and modified transactions where necessary, deployed technology to drive transparency, and took unprecedented enforcement actions. We helped harness the power of digital technologies to give students a better chance, people better health care, and make Americans safer in their homes and communities, while also taking steps to guard against digital threats and strengthening cybersecurity. Thanks to great American entrepreneurs and companies, and thanks to your outstanding work, America's broadband economy is thriving, with record-setting private investment, unparalleled innovation in networks, devices, and apps, and renewed U.S. leadership around the world. On mobile, the U.S. has gone from laggard to leader. We're leading the world in deploying the next generation of mobile broadband at scale, with as many 4G LTE subscribers in the U.S. as the rest of the world combined. With smartphones, tablets, and the amazing applications on those platforms, U.S.-led mobile innovation is the envy of the world. The apps economy is a made-in-the-USA phenomenon that's already created hundreds of thousands of jobs, and we're still in the early innings. On wired broadband, we've laid more fiber in the U.S. in each of the last 2 years than in any year since 2000. And average broadband speeds nearly doubled since 2009. Networks capable of 100 megabit speeds now pass 80% of households, up from just 20% 4 years ago. Overall private investment in broadband infrastructure is up significantly in the U.S. Since 2009, annual mobile capital investment is up 40%, while annual investment has been roughly flat in Asia and Europe. For internet venture investing, the last 2 years were the biggest years in over a decade. Altogether, the ICT sector generates more private investment than any other sector of the U.S. economy, more than $250 billion since 2009. You, the 1,700 employees of the FCC, you've each contributed to this story, to furthering our overarching goal of universal broadband and promoting investment, innovation, competition, and consumers. I couldn't be more proud of your incredible efforts. Over the past 4 years, every bureau and office in this agency, from D.C. headquarters to Gettysburg to Columbia to Powder Springs, Georgia, to our field offices throughout the country, has made essential contributions to turning this strategy into reality. The Consumer Bureau helped ensure consumers were protected by cracking down on abuses like bill shock, cramming, and mystery fees. The Disability Rights Office helped ensure that 54 million Americans with disabilities can be full participants in the digital age by implementing the landmark 21st Century Communications and Video Accessibility Act. When companies ran afoul of our rules, the Enforcement Bureau issued record-breaking fines, and our field staff protected the safety of life and property. To advance U.S. communications interests globally, the International Bureau tirelessly promoted American values like internet freedom and competition and market access throughout the world. To promote greater diversity in the Media Bureau implemented the largest expansion of community radio in U.S. history with our new LPFM rules. The Office of Communications Business Opportunities connected entrepreneurs with capital and new opportunities. Yes, I'm going alphabetically. To unleash new mobile opportunities and wireless wonders, the Office of Engineering and Technology opened up TV white spaces for unlicensed use, a major new platform for wireless innovation, and authorized miraculous wireless medical devices. To make sure every one of our decisions is sound and lasting, the General Counsel's Office worked to ensure each of our decisions gets held up in court, prevailing in 26 of the 28 cases challenging policies adopted in the last 4 years. The Office of Legislative Affairs helped us develop and maintain a collaborative and healthy working relationship with Congress. To connect more effectively with the people whose lives are affected by our decisions, the Office of Media Relations smartly used technology to open up the agency. The Office of the Managing Director and the Secretary's Office streamlined operations, modernized our licensing systems, and improved the agency's performance in countless ways. The new Office of Native Affairs and Policy for the first time gave the FCC institutional focus on vital tribal issues. The Office of Strategic Planning was a driving force behind so many of our breakthrough ideas, from innovative new spectrum policies to our open internet rules, which have established internet openness as a business and social norm in the U.S. and are having a strongly positive effect on innovation and investment. The Office of Workplace Diversity helped ensure that the Commission has first-rate and diverse staff and a broad range of skills and experience. The Public-Private Initiative team kickstarted key projects like the Connect to Compete broadband adoption effort, connecting low-income families with kids to the internet. The Public Safety Bureau is modernizing 911 for the internet age, addressing cell phone theft and strengthening cybersecurity. The Wireline Bureau spearheaded USF reform, overhauling all 4 USF programs and leading the efforts to create the largest broadband infrastructure program in U.S. history. The Wireless Bureau helped make sure we sounded the alarm about the spectrum crunch in 2009 and has been working ever since on pioneering policies like incentive auctions and spectrum sharing to unleash the airwaves. Of course, this is only a partial list of what you've achieved over the last 4 years, and virtually every one of the achievements I mentioned involves staff from different offices and bureaus working together. 4 years ago, there were questions about whether the FCC was up to the challenges before it. Fortunately, we were blessed with world-class engineers, economists, lawyers, and others. We promoted from within, recruited more stars from without. We created a culture of collaboration across disciplines and bureaus, a focus on problem solving, and an ethic of vibrant and open discussion anchored in facts and driven by data. Recognizing your work, your talent, and your focus on getting smart things done Wired magazine named a revitalized FCC one of the top 7 disruptions in the tech sector. And the Office of Personnel Management named the FCC the most improved agency. But as far as we've come, and I know we all feel this, our agency can't rest on its laurels. We can't let up on the gas pedal. There are challenges ahead in this flat and fast-moving global economy, and a revitalized FCC is equipped to continue taking them on. We need to free up even more spectrum for mobile broadband. We need to continue driving increased broadband speed and capacity to every school, every business, every consumer, every town in America. We need to maintain the fight for internet freedom at home and abroad. We need to ensure vibrant and healthy competition. And we need to continue to increase broadband accessibility and adoption and promote diversity in the health of our democracy. The last 4 years have demonstrated that the country needs an effective FCC. And the need is only increasing, the need to tackle these challenges at a time when communications technology is increasingly woven in the fabric of our daily lives and is increasingly indispensable to growing our economy and making progress on national priorities like education, healthcare, and public safety. Our global competitors know this. They understand that in our 21st century global economy, talent and capital can flow anywhere, and they're working to point the spigot toward themselves. As this agency moves forward, the success of its work will ultimately be measured not only by gigabits, megahertz, or points of GDP, as important as those are. It'll be measured by the agency's impact on people's lives. That's why we've all come to the FCC. We're here because if we do our job right, we can make a meaningful, positive difference in the lives of the American people. People like the innovators and entrepreneurs I've been lucky to meet, from immigrants in Silicon Valley to coders in Silicon Alley and vice versa. The teens in garages, college students in dorm rooms, PhDs in labs across the country who are working to take their big idea and build the next great American tech, media, or telecom company. People like the high school student in Florida who wrote us a letter saying she does her homework in the parking lot of her local library at night because that's the only way she can get access to be online through the library's Wi-Fi service. People like the newborn I met in Northern California with blindness causing eye disease, whose sight was saved by early detection telemedicine tools. One of thousands of babies whose sight could be saved by broadband-based services. People like the service members I met in Qatar who were using broadband for distance learning and for faster, better medical treatment. People like the 47-year-old man I met in the Bronx who got laid off during the recession but used online skills training to get a new job and said that to him, broadband means broad opportunity. These people are why our work matters so much. And you can take pride in the fact that we've taken major actions that will open new doors of opportunity to millions of Americans like them. In thanking the FCC family today, without embarrassing anyone, I'd like to mention a few people in particular. First, I want to acknowledge and deeply thank my fellow commissioners, Rob McDowell, Mignon Clyburn, Jessica Rosenworcel, Ajit Pai, as well as their predecessors, Michael Copps and Meredith Baker. Thanks to them, we achieved reforms people thought impossible. And as a commission, we acted on a bipartisan basis about 95% of the time. Yes, on some issues we had differences. We had disagreements, but never dysfunction. We never stopped moving forward with the vital work of the agency, and our interactions improved the quality of our actions. I want to thank their strong staffs. It's been a pleasure working with such a terrific group, such a hard-working group. To everyone who has worked in the chairman's office over the past 4 years, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have been blessed to have remarkably talented and amazing people in my office, people who have risen to every challenge again and again. There are too many to name, but I do want to acknowledge my two chiefs of staff, Eddie Lazarus and Zach Katz, who's here. Brilliant, gifted, very special people. And I want to recognize the one member of the chairman's office team who has stuck with me since day one, and day one was almost 20 years ago. Maria Gaglia, who's right here. Maria, I would be nowhere without you. Special thanks to everyone who worked on the National Broadband Plan, which celebrated its third anniversary this month. This unprecedented strategic plan charted the course for many of the Commission actions I've mentioned today and remains a guiding light of our work. This cross-agency collaboration was one of our most important accomplishments. Thank you to congressional leaders who played a key role in advancing vital policies like incentive auctions and a nationwide broadband public safety network, notably Senators Rockefeller, Pryor, and Wicker, now Secretary of State Kerry, and former Senator Hutchinson, and Representatives Waxman, Eshoo, Upton, Walden, and former Congressman Boucher. Thank you to the many stakeholders in the private sector, the communications bar, the consumer and public interest advocates who have been active participants in our proceedings. The vibrant exchange of ideas you have enabled has been healthy and very productive. I'm deeply grateful to President Obama for his vision, friendship, and the opportunity to serve our country. When Barack Obama and I first met almost 25 years ago, before the age of cell phones and the internet, neither of us could have imagined a world where Americans have devices in their pockets with more computing power than the rocket that sent a man to the moon. But the extraordinary man who has become our president always had a strong faith in the power of technology and communications to improve the lives of all Americans. And it's an honor beyond words to have had this assignment to help him fulfill that vision. Well, I plan to step down as chairman in the coming weeks. Today isn't goodbye. Until I leave, I intend to continue fully in my role, focusing on the work of the Commission and helping ensure a healthy transition for the agency. I received valuable counsel from previous chairs of the FCC, including Reed Hunt and Bill Kennard and Michael Powell and Kevin Martin, as well as Mike Copps, who was acting chair when I arrived. I thank each of them, and I look forward to continuing this tradition, and I look forward to ongoing engagement in this powerfully exciting sector that's transforming the U.S. economy and society and the world's. Finally, I want to thank my incredible family, Rachel and Jake and Lila and Aaron. What a wonderful thing it's been to be surrounded and supported by my family. My parents, all my family is an inspiration. I do want to mention my parents who taught me the power of the American dream. My parents came to the U.S. as immigrants and found a land of opportunity. During my confirmation hearing more than 4 years ago, I told the story of my father's work while a student at MIT on a device to help blind people read words on regular paper, and how that taught me an enduring lesson about the power of communications technology to improve people's lives. Just 2 weeks ago, I was back at MIT, which brought me full circle. I met with different teams of young engineering students while I was there, brilliant dreamers with roots all over the world. Every project they were working on tied directly to our work here at the FCC. The best engineers at MIT. One team was working on new ways to improve spectrum efficiency. One had developed a new technology for spectrum sharing. Another was developing a machine-to-machine internet technology to save lives. It brought home for me the enduring power of what I learned growing up, that the American dream is what drives our country forward and sets us apart from other nations, that innovation drives progress and expands opportunity. I'll always be proud of what we've done together to harness technology to advance the American dream for the 21st century. I wouldn't be here without the American dream, and I know that's true for so many of you in this room. And I know firsthand how hard you have all fought to fulfill this agency's vital mission, and I know you'll keep doing so. I look forward to continuing to work together until my last day at the agency and to count you all as family and as an inspiration for long after that. Thank you very much.